Welcome to Completing an Employee Appraisal e-course. This course will walk you through the steps for completing your employee's appraisal and offer a few tips and tricks for navigating and completing the form. Although this course cannot tell you what to put on the appraisal, it will hopefully make the process of completing the form a little bit easier. There are several forms used in this process, so the form you use may have slight differences from what you are seeing in this training. The process for filling out the form will be the same. In portions of this e-course, we will walk through live click-by-click demonstrations of using a form. So you will see some screen loading icons and blank screens as the program pages load. This is normal and what you will encounter as you move through the pages of the process. The full tutorial will take about 15 minutes, and you can also return at any time and view any portion of the course. In addition, you can always visit the Performance Appraisal site on the UCOP website for more information, dates, and learning resources, including job aids and videos. Now, let's begin. Like your self-appraisal, completing an appraisal for your employee is referred to as a task and will appear on your task list. The upcoming ones will appear on the main screen. But depending on your role, the full list may not appear on the screen, so it is always recommended to click All Tasks. Here you can see the full list that is in your queue. You may see different tasks depending on your role. This is a typical manager list. Notice, for this manager, Write Your Self-Appraisal is active, meaning that they have not completed their appraisal, and Write Appraisals for Your Direct Reports is highlighted, meaning at least one of your direct reports has completed their self-appraisal. The next tasks are all marked Not Ready. You cannot begin a task until the previous items are completed. If you click on a task, it will show what is active on that list. Notice you only see one employee. If you have more than one employee, this is not the best way to keep track of all of your tasks. Remember, not all employees' appraisals may be in the same step at the same time. Let's close this window and return to the full list. Here we are back at the main task list. To the far right, you have two options, Task Status and Task Process. Task Process will give you a snapshot of where you are with each step within the full appraisal process. For a more detailed view of each step, close this window and then choose Task Status. This opens a more detailed view of the current task you are working on. Notice the task that you selected is highlighted. Below, you will see each employee and where each employee is with this step. At the bottom is a legend. Notice, for Haley employee, Miranda manager cannot write the appraisal because Haley employee has not completed her step. Notice for John employee, the right appraisal step is active because John employee has completed his self-appraisal. If you have more than one employee, this window is helpful to see where each employee is at this step. For an even more detailed view, choose Overview here at the top. This again displays all of your employees, but it will allow you to scroll through all the steps in the appraisal process and see what is completed, overdue, etc. It also notes who is responsible for each step. Notice here it identifies the step and who is responsible. Manager in this step, second level manager in this step, and each employee in this step. Each of these window views gives you different information. Choose which works best for you. You may prefer one at the early stages of the process and another at later stages of the process. These options are always your choice. From the home screen, click All Tasks, and then click Task Status. This may take a second to load. You will see your list of employees and which appraisals are ready for you to edit. We can see Haley employee has not completed her self-appraisal, and because the due date is approaching, you might want to give her a reminder. John employee has completed his self-appraisal, so it is ready for you to begin. Click Edit Form to open the form. On the far left side of the form, you have a navigation bar. The navigation bar allows quick access to any section of the form. Click here to go directly to the competencies. Click here to go back to the top. The full screen tab allows you to hide the navigation bar and see the appraisal form full screen. Clicking it again brings the navigation bar back. To the right of that, you have buttons for printing, spell check, grammar check, and split screen. Split screen allows you to view the employee's goal pages or past appraisals without closing what you are working on. To the far right, you have the Save button. This allows you to save your work and return later. Complete and Submit finalizes the appraisal and moves it to your manager, who in this process is the second level review. Do not click this on accident. If you do, the form will need to be reset and rolled back by the e-appraisal team. In the far right corner is the Close button. This will close the form. Do not click this before saving your work, or you will lose what you have done since your last save. So a little advice, as you work on your appraisal, click Save often, just in case. There is also a button for Launch Multirater. If your department has been approved to use Multirater, this is where you activate the process for this employee. Launching and using Multirater is covered in an additional e-course on the Performance Appraisal page. Please note, sending out multiraters and collecting the feedback can take some time. Please plan ahead for this. Due dates for completing forms will not be extended for multiraters that are late. Sliding down to your employees' goals, you will see the goals pulled in from their appraisal, their ratings, and the comments they added regarding each goal. This section pulls from the goal pages. If they do not match, it means that the employee edited the goal on the appraisal form instead of in the goals section. You have two actions to complete for each goal. First, apply your rating. The rating definitions are listed above. Next, add any comments that support your rating. Repeat this for each of your employees' goals. Remember to be specific and give examples. Please note, if you are more comfortable working in Word, you can copy and paste in the boxes. Sometimes employees edited older goals during the current year, and the system thinks it is an active goal. Unfortunately, these cannot be deleted from the form. Your employee will note this with the rating deleted goal, goal not from current year, and a comment here. If this happens and you agree, match the rating deleted goal, goal not from current year, and move on. The next section you will come to is Add Overall Rating for Goals. Looking at the goals and your rating above, choose what your overall goal rating is and add any comments supporting your rating here. The next section is rating your employees' competencies. Employees rated themselves on 8 competencies and managers had an additional 2. OGC employees may see a slightly different set of competencies, but the process of filling out the form here is the same. On the right side, you will see your employee's self-appraisal rating, and you will see any comments they added here. Choose your rating for the competency, add comments to support your rating here. Please note, if you are more comfortable working in Word, you can copy and paste into these boxes. Repeat this process for each competency. The next section you will come to is Add Overall Competency Rating. Your employees' ratings and comments are located here. Looking at the ratings above, choose what your overall rating is and add any comments supporting your rating here. Next, you will need to verify all of your employees' compliance trainings. The memo from President Napolitano, dated December 2016, articulates required trainings for all UC employees. They include courses such as sexual harassment prevention and cybersecurity awareness. As a part of developing consistent practice across OP, managers will discuss completion of these trainings as part of employee reviews and annual performance appraisals. A successful performance appraisal requires an employee to be current on all mandated trainings. The focus for all employees on this appraisal is sexual harassment prevention and cybersecurity awareness. Some employees may have other requirements that can be added here. To view the status of your employees' trainings, log into the UC Learning Center at ucop.edu/UCOP Learning Center. Choose the option for My Team. Then choose Manager Dashboard. Here you can view the trainings for any of your employees. Remember, different positions may have different requirements, so your list may appear different than this. First, choose Show All Assignments. To the right, you can see when each training is due or when it expired. Please note, New versions of the compliance briefing and conflict of interest for researchers are currently being assigned to all employees at UCOP with the required completion date no later than June 30th, 2018. To avoid confusion with the new course assignments and upcoming due dates, this requirement was removed from the appraisal form. Should you have any concerns with this, please contact the Learning and Development team at ucopld@ucop.edu. The next section is proposed developmental opportunities. This is added to start a dialogue between you and your employees. Your employees noted in this section some opportunities they see to help them develop in their position. There is no right or wrong answer here, and this is nothing you rate your employees on. Review what was written and use this during your dialogue when you deliver the appraisal. If you agree on these opportunities, the employee can create development goals for next year and add to their goals section in Halogen. The last step is add the overall performance rating. The rating and comments your employee added are located here. Think of how you rated the goals and the competencies above. With this in mind, choose your final rating and add any comments you feel have not been mentioned here. Finally, you can run a spell check and grammar check if needed. Some people like to take a breather and come back later for one last check. If you do this, always click Save. If you are ready to send it to second level review, and remember, you cannot get this back without potentially losing some work, click Complete and Submit. If you would like, print a copy. Remember, this is not the final step of the process. Eventually, the second level review will return the appraisal to you to discuss with your employee, and then the employee signs off and you do a final sign off. Keep an eye out for when these steps become active in your task list. This completes Completing an Employee Appraisal e-course. Before we close, please note the performance appraisal site will continue to be updated during the process with updated information and learning resources. And when in doubt, reach out to the eAppraisal team at eappraisal@ucop.edu. Thanks for watching this course.